Okay, in lesson 3, we continue with division, and we're focusing on standard. Okay, so here we have 9,962 divided by 43. So we're going to go ahead and write this out in the standard algorithm. Let's go 9,962 divided by 41 is 9. Now what we've been showing everybody is to go ahead and start off by doing your repeated addition on the side. And 41 would be the first multiple. Another 41, which gives us 82, would be the second multiple. And we can see that we're looking at the first two digits here right now because we have two digits in our divisor. And we can see that two multiples will be 82. So we're not going to get any more out of that. So I'm going to write the 2 above the place value, the last place value that I'm dividing to, which is 99 hundredths. And we know 41 will go into it twice. By our multiple over here, we know it's 82, so we're going to subtract that from it. And we're going to end up with 17. And we know we did well because our remainder is lower than our divisor. But now we got to regroup 17 hundredths to 176 tenths. Now we can see we can still take out some more. So if I do another 41, that's going to be 123, and that'd be my third multiple. If I do another 41, it's going to be 164, and that would be my fourth multiple. And I can see that I cannot go any higher than that right now. So I know that's the fourth multiple, and the fourth multiple is 164. And I'm subtract that, and we end up with 12. Now we're going to bring our last digit down as 122. And we can see it can't be the third multiple because that's 123. So we have to go back to the second multiple, and we're going to subtract 82. And we do our regrouping, and we get 40. So it'll be 242, remainder 40. Now let's go ahead and do our check. We have 242, multiply that by 41, and we're going to get with 242 because we're multiplying by 1. Now we're going to put our placeholder, and 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 times 2 is 8, and 1 is 9. We add these up, carry our 1. We have 9,922, but we have to add in our remainder, and we end up with 9,962, which is exactly what we started with. On our second one, let's go ahead and start off with a 45 and 45, which is going to give us 90. That's first multiple. This is the second multiple. Another 45, give us 135, and that's our third multiple. I don't think we need to go any further than that for right now. 1,495, or divide them by 45. Now if we look at the first two digits, we can see 45 cannot go into 14, so we have to look at the third digit. So 45 can go into 149 3 times. Now we're going to subtract that 135, and we're going to get 14. We're going to bring down our next digit. We have 145, and we can see again that it's still going to be the third multiple. And we end up with a remainder of 10. Let's go ahead and check it. I'm going to do 45 times 33 to make it easier on myself. 3 times 5 is 15, carry 1, 4 times 3 is 12, and 1 is 13. Now I know when I put a placeholder in, I'll multiply by 3 again, so it's going to be 10 times larger. Add them up, we end up 5, 8, 1,485. We add in our 10 remainder, and we get 1,495. It checks. On C, let's go ahead and write out our problem. 6,691 divided by 28. And come over side, we got 28 and 28, which is going to give us 56. I can see I'm going to the first two digits, so this being the first multiple and this is the second multiple, so 56 it's only going to go 2 times. 56, and we're going to give us a remainder of 10. Bring down our 9. And we can put in another 28. Be 14, be 84, which is our third multiple. If we try another 28, be 12. That's 112, so that this fourth multiple will be too much. So it's going to be the third multiple, and we can see the third multiple was 84, and that's going to leave us with 25. Bring down our last digit, our 1. Now, I can see the fourth multiple was 112. If I go another 112, that's going to be 224, and that would be my 8th multiple because I doubled it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 8th multiple, and I know that's 224. And that would be, should be 4, carry our 1, and that'd be 7, 27. So we end up with 238, remember, remainder 27. Now let's do our check. And I have 238 and times 28. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 3 is 24, and 6 would be 30. 8 times 2 would be 16, and 3 would be 19. Our placeholder, 8 times 2 would be 16, carrying our 1. 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 is 7, and 2 times 2 is 4. So when you add them up, we have 6,664 plus our 27, and that would be 11, carry 1, 8, 9, 6,691 is exactly what we started with. Our next one, 2,625 divided by 32. Now we can see it's not going to be able to go into the first 2 digits, so we're going to have to go in the first 3 digits. Now this is one where we're going to have to do a lot of skip counting by 32 in order to get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting with 32 plus 32. That's going to give me 64. And this is the first multiple, this is the second multiple. Well, if I know I do by 64 again, it's going to be 128. And this is actually be the fourth multiple because I doubled it. If I do that again with 64, that'd be 12, 192, and this here would be the sixth multiple because I doubled it again. Now if I did 64 one more time, that'd be 6, 15, 256, and that would be the 8th multiple. So I can see it would be the 8th multiple, 256, and it would be a remainder of 6. So we're going to bring down our 5. And we can see the second multiple was 64. So we'll take that 64 away. We have a remainder of 1. So let's go ahead and take 82 times 32. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 8 is 16. Put our placeholder, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 8 is 24. We add them up, 12, 2,624 plus our 1 remainder gives us 2,625. Our last one has 5,821, and we're dividing that by 62. Now once again, you can see we can't do the 2 digits, so we're going to have to do the 3 digit. And we're going to count all the way up to 582. So this is the ones that we want to do some doubling with. That's our first multiple. And 62 is be 124. That's our second multiple. So I want to go ahead and do 124 again. That's going to give me 248, and that's my fourth multiple. So I'm going to do 124 again. That's going to be 12. 7, that's 372, and that's my sixth multiple. See how much faster we're moving here. I'm going to do 124 again. That'd be 6, 9, 496. And that's my eighth multiple. Now, I can see I can't put another 124 in there, but I might be able to do another 62 for one more multiple. And that'd be 8, 15, it'd be 558. So I can see that'd be the 9th multiple. So I'm going to go 9 times, and that's 558. Regroup, and that's going to be 4. It's going to be 24. So now we're going to bring down our last digit. And 241, I can see that it can't be the 4th multiple, and it can't be the second multiple. So I'm going to check that. 124, which is our second multiple. And if I do another 62, though, that'd be 186, which would be the 3rd multiple. I skipped that when I was doing it. So we'd end up having to do the 3rd multiple. And I know that's 186. And when we regroup, we end up with a remainder of 55. So let's see. 93 times 62. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 9 is 18. Placeholder 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 9 is 54, and 1's 55. And we end up with 6, 16, that'd be 5,766. Now we're going to add 55 for our remainder. We end up with 11, 12, 8, 5,821, which checks because that's exactly what we had. A political gathering in South America was attended by 7,910 people. Each of South America's 14 countries were represented. How many representatives attended from each country? So if we look at a tape diagram, it shows us that the total amount of people was 7,910. And it said there were 14 countries, and we're looking for how much was in each country. And the way we're going to find that is doing 7,910 divided by 14. So 7,910 divided by 14, we're going to skip count by 14s. 14 and 14 is going to give us 28. And we can double that because this is 1 second multiple. So if we double it, that's going to be 56. That's going to be the 4th multiple. And I'm going to go back to individual ones again. 14, which is going to give me 70 for my 5th multiple. And see we're multiplying only in 79, so that this is going to be our 5th multiple. And we know that is equal to 70. And we end up with a 9 remainder. We bring down our next one. So now we have 91. And I'm going to go ahead and skip count again. Add another 14, which would give us 84. That'd be our 6th multiple. So we're going to go with our 6th multiple, and that's 84. We subtract 84 from 91, we're going to get 7. Bring it down our last digit, which is 70. And we can see that was equal to the 5th multiple. And 5 times 14 was 70. And we end up with no remainder. So let's go ahead and check it out. If we have 565, and we multiply that by 14, 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4 is 24, and 2 is 26. 5 times 4 is 20, and 2 would be 22. Put our placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. Add them up. 11, 8, 9, 7,910. And that is exactly what we started with. So it's a good answer. So each country had 565. A candy company packages caramel into containers that hold 32 fluid ounces. In the last batch, 1,848 fluid ounces of caramel were made. How many containers were needed for this batch? Once again, if we look at a tape diagram, we know the total amount was 1,848, and it says they were put into packages of 32 fluid ounces. And we want to know how many packages. So in this case, we're going to take 1,848 and we're going to divide it by 32 to find out how many packages. Get the 8s in there. So now we have 1,848 divided by 32. And we can see we're not going to be able to go into the first 2 digits, so it's going to have to be the first 3, which is 184. So I'm going to start off with 32 and 32. That's first multiple, and that's going to give me 64 for my second multiple. And I know that if I double it, I'm still going to be underneath of it. So that's going to be 128, and that'll be my fourth multiple. At this point, I'm going to go back down to individual multiples again of 32. So that'd be 10, that's 60, 160. That's our fifth multiple. If I added another 32, I can see that'd be 192. That'd be the sixth multiple. And that'd be too much. So we're going to go with the fifth multiple. And we know 5 times 32 is going to give us 160. That leaves us with 24. We're going to bring down our next digit, which is 8. If I come back over here, I can see that we still can go up further. So I go 32 again. That's going to be 224. Now, we're not going to be able to get another 32 out of that, and that's the seventh multiple. So we're going to put our 7, we're going to take 224 and subtract it from it, and we're going to end up with 24. So our answer is 57, remainder 24. So let's see how that works. We have 57, we're going to multiply that by 32. 7 times 2 is 14, carry 1. 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 is 11. Put our placeholder, 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 5 is 15, 2 is 17. So we have 14, 2, 8, 1, 18, 24. But we still have a remainder of 24, which is going to be 8, 4, 8, 1, 1848. So we know our calculations are correct. Now the question goes about how many containers are needed for this batch. And it says caramel in the containers that hold 32 fluid ounces. So in order to hold 32 fluid ounces, they need 57 containers. Okay? Because they do not have enough fluid ounces here of 24 for another container. So 57 would be the correct answer.